Well, thank you guys all for attending. I'm Melissa with IMAGIO, and I want to start out by asking, well, first of all, thanking you all for being here today. We appreciate you stopping out to learn more about our product, and we're excited to tell you about it. But I want to start with also asking you a question. When you think about a backsplash, what is one of the first materials that comes to mind? Anyone?
Wow.
Anyone else? Anybody else?
Glass tile or porcelain tile.
Okay, yeah. And anybody want to give me an example of why that material might be what you think of when you think of a backsplash?
Oh, I think it's what for years has been marketed more. I
Okay.
think it's in front of us more often. I think it's probably in the market what has recently been worked on.
And you know what, all of those are really valid points. But today, what we are here to do, not only to introduce our products, but it is solid tempered glass. And it's a new material. It's not a new material to the market, but it's something like you mentioned that is in front of mind when people think about Backsplash. So today, we're here to kind of tell you what the buzz about glass is all about. And I'd like to introduce the rest of my IMAGIO team. We've got Paula and Mike and Tommy. And Mike is going to start by taking over.
What you guys said was perfect because that's exactly what really helped us develop this. The number one reason people would want a glass backsplash would be, I'm going to say health. And obviously glass is easy to clean and so forth, but there's a lot in the world of evidence-based design that we work with in hospitals and that type of thing, those commercial areas where it actually, it has to do with the cleanliness, I'll say the physical properties, but there's a mental aspect to it too, and the reason is because glass takes light and it throws it back into the room. So it opens up spaces, but we're attracted to light. That's been our number one reason. Other than the fact it's absolutely stunning and fun. People want to touch it as soon as they see it, so you do want some Windex or something around it. But our number one product, which is probably 95% of what we do, is all backsplash. And it eliminates grout, it eliminates seams. In some cases, we are putting seams in, depending on what the size is. We can do 10 foot by 5 foot in one panel. We do walls from like floor to ceiling. We've done murals that go, 200 feet. We've done commercial projects where we backlit the glass. We use it also for surrounds for showers. So instead of tile, putting it in, and probably one of the most fun parts of it is you can use, natural stone. We do a lot of scanning and shooting of stone, and that's how we pick these up. It could be a photograph, it could be art. This here is an artist we just picked up in Sarasota, and it's become so popular. We've got we're in Naples, Jacksonville, Charlotte, Philly, Cleveland, all over. We just shipped the project out to Fresno. But yeah, so the word's getting out there, the buzz. 10 years ago, we came up with the idea, and the only thing we didn't have to back it up was getting the adhesion of the ink to stick to glass. Our first sampling, you take your thumb and just, it's like, ah. So I have an ink chemistry background. So working with friends of mine, scientists, we figured out a chemistry that we're actually putting on the glass prior to imaging it. And it took us about 1.5 years to 2 years till we finally nailed it. And from there, it just keeps getting better. So we have a 10-year warranty. All of our lab studies have produced over 20-year results. So we don't know where it ends, and that's against fading, it's against fogging, and adhesion.
How light fast is it? Or is it used outside?
We've been doing exterior, and through the lab tests that we've done, so we've passed a 20-year UV test. so for fading, so it's color fast.
Is it just glossy or matte as well?
It's, so this here is what we call glossy. We can do acid etch glass, so sometimes in showers or some backsplashes, we can, that's probably the closest to a matte that we've done so far. So if you notice this here, like, we flat polish the edges of all of our glass. So you have what I like to call a jewel finish. So the glass we use, it's low iron, and everything that we're all used to is what they call standard clear, which has the green tint to it. This here, it's not only low iron, but we track down who has the best low iron and who's got the clearest. And so this is a 94.4% colorless piece of glass. And that helps us when we're getting the color, so we're not getting the yellows to turn green. That's our probably our biggest target. But, you know, that really creates the product.
How big can the glasses be?
We can go up to 3/4 of an inch. So for backsplash, it's all been 1/4 inch for like all cladding, showers, artwork on walls, and it's you know, we'll do when we start working on like barn door hardwood to cover office doorways or 3/8, shower doors 3/8. The 1/2 inch is typically like in a hospital lobby or something like that where we're doing some nice piece of art.
Or rails, sometimes in some commercial environments, but railing, it depends on what the code is. So yeah, goes up to 3/4, even some glass countertops too. Talking about the hardware, so these are here with what we call a magnetic puck system. It can be used for art as well on the wall. But there's a piece of metal on the back, and it hangs on, and then there's magnets here that just bring it in. So if you wanted to use this as a piece of art, you know, you could have holes with the aluminum
It's like a
stand out.
plate on there? Oh, no.
This here,
Oh, the concept is like.
yeah, smart we do a lot of whiteboard in commercial or customizing logos and everything. So what's nice is if you do, like if you're outfitting an office with art, all of a sudden it becomes an interchangeable system where you can change images out.
How do you seal the corners if it's at a backsplash?
So we adhere to the wall and do all of our copying with the 100% silicone. Clear. We typically what we'll do on the top under the cabinets, we leave that open just as like a natural vent airflow system. And
Because it will stand out from the wall as far as we see here.
Oh, no, on the backsplashes, it's going straight to the drywall or whatever the surface is.
And so how is it adhered at that point?
With silicone.
The whole thing is silicone?
Yep.
Okay.
The other nice thing is too, because the images are opaque for the most part, it'll covers up any blemishes, you know. All you need to have to make sure is that there's at least a primer at least, and that's all we need.
Okay.
How many is the biggest piece, like single piece without any?
The biggest we could go is 120 by 50, 60. 120 by 60.
What about solid colors, is that an option?
We can actually match in colors, so our imaging system can scan it and pick it right up.
yeah, we do a lot of, when it comes to solids, we end up doing a lot of metallics, like copper with metallic flake in it, silver with metallic flake.
Yes.
We did a fireplace around that was like a midnight blue, and it had just a really fine, I mean, you had to like really turn on the sun to like get the glitter, but it was, you know, it was stunning.
All those are, you know, when we quote a job, it always includes imaging, and it doesn't change, so it doesn't matter what the design is. The only time there's gonna be additional charges is if we're doing something totally custom, or you're bringing us a piece of art, we've gotta manipulate it. Basically, at that point, it's graphic and design time.